Hello and welcome to Money Matters. During the year of COVID, the world went digital as many were stuck indoors. People shopped, socialized, and invested in the stock market online. Since the pandemic, the number of retail investors in U.S. equities has grown to more than twice what it was in 2019. And e-brokerages are keen to tap into their buying power.
Well, I receive automatically the news, like I received this one. I'm like, China, auto stock for Li Auto 8%, Baba 1.6, and Mate 2, and I check, oh, actually I have them.
And how has it been so far in this first 3 weeks that you've been using it?
I would say every week it gets easier to use. And quite enjoy. At the moment, I'm trying to read as much as I can regarding every company I'm interested to invest. And then I gather the news and I listen the news on TV too.
Yes. This is more fun than shopping, I guess.
Definitely yes. And can actually make you money.
Exactly. Personal trainer Marco Della Pozza is one of many newbie investors in the stock market. At 36, he fits the profile of the millennial investor who's tech-savvy and wants control of his investments, doing his own research and choosing companies that he likes. So how much of your income would you say you put into investment?
I would say 15%, some month even 20%.
Really?
That's what I'm planning to save. Good job.
He already has some investments from years ago. A mutual fund, as well as a few properties. He's wanted to invest in the stock market for years, but found it complicated and expensive in the past.
I downloaded Interactive Broker before. It was really hard to understand how it works. I couldn't go through with the bank because, apart the fee that were more expensive, but for every stock I have to call my broker, whereas with the phone I can check the stock market, and I can gather the news really easily and anytime I'm free during the day.
Marco uses a Chinese app that's been servicing newbie investors for 9 years now. Its founder created the app for exactly the same reasons Marco found investing complicated. Since the pandemic, its paying users jumped from under 200,000 in 2019 to 1 million paying users today, a 5-fold increase.
30 to 32, it's the average age. And then we see that millennial generation Z, it's around like 60% of our paying clients right now from 2012. And we position ourselves as a technology company that provide the financial service. We're committed to bring the better investment experience to the market. Can you imagine that our company actually, like 70% of our employees are engaged in the R&D work?
Oh, okay, cool.
And they're not just building a trading platform, they're building a community. Their research shows that social sharing of investments made by millennials and Gen Zers are roughly 10% for both groups. Last year, an average of 200 stocks were researched on the platform by both these groups. And to feed their thirst for knowledge, the company provides content for users to learn more about investing.
And also Futubu is not just the trading platform. We are not just executing orders. It's very basic function. We integrate the real-time market data and investment transactions and updated news, 24-hour news, and also like analytical tools. We actually like add on the social element into the platform. So we provide everything that related to the investment.
Erica says users spend an average of 40 minutes daily on the platform.
We fish all the hot topics from all the finance news over the globe, but it needs to relate it back to our apps. We try to tell them how to do smart trading. It can be some talk shows, sometimes it will be some stock analysis.
So what's viewership like for your shows?
For our weekly show, it can be like 5,000 to 6,000. It is already a good result. But some for the big popular guests, we can get like 100,000. Yeah.
She says top fund managers who guest on their talk show often get the most views as users are keen to get stock tips and trends for them.
Since 1945, September has been...
2021 is the breakout year for amateur investors. Surveys showed they accounted for a third of all U.S. stock market trading. Retail investing in U.S. equities now accounts for almost as much volume as mutual funds and hedge funds combined. Hong Kongers have been well ahead of this trend, topping the number of retail investors worldwide since 2014. One survey shows 57% of Hong Kongers already own shares, while 20% plan to jump on the bandwagon this year. With so much volume in this sector, traditional brokerages are keen to cash in on the action. This European company has been helping professional investors since 1992. 6 months ago, they launched an investment app for newbies. James, what sets your platform apart from others?
Yeah, our Saxo Investor platform is all about thematic investing. You can see there's a lot of themes here about the Greater China themes, about China's domestic consumption or new infrastructure. We can see how good it performs compared to the rest or compared to the benchmark in Hong Kong. For example, the Hang Seng Index. And we can see the return, also the historical return in 5 years, 3 years, 1 year. Wow, an impressive 230% increase for the share price for this basket of stocks. So that's pretty user-friendly and a very powerful function.
Like other apps in this sector, their prices are low. Many have no or very low platform fees just to get new users through their keypads.
We cut our commission on US stocks and Hong Kong stocks to the lowest level now. Yeah, we are just charging 0.05% for Hong Kong stocks and only half a cent per share in US stocks. Yes, and we are waiving the custody fees, and we do not charge any platform fees, inactivities, and the like. So the fees are getting lower and lower now, and it's also good for the investors.
With the leveling of playing fees, companies need to offer better services and user experiences. Consultant Ben Quinlan says he expects to see new assets offered on these platforms.
And on YouTube, Facebook, and you're seeing the pop-ups for many of these things that are saying, retail market, we're happy to gear towards you. And so the intuitiveness, the simplicity of these apps, fractional share trading, so the ability to buy in at smaller quotes and prices now than you could in the past. So crypto or digital assets, I think, will increasingly come into the purview of a lot of these apps, just given the huge amount of interest, and I think they'll want to be a conduit for a lot of that flow and investment in the market.
But he does warn that new investors need to be ready for the bull market to go bearish, and that will be a first for many of them. Marco remains bullish and prepared to weather hard times.
I'm looking for a long-term investment, but quite aggressive. Since my background, I already have some index fund and some real estate. And I'm looking to have some profit out of this, and I'm willing even to experience some losses.
Whether a bear market will scare off the new batch of retail investors is yet to be seen. For now, Generation Invest is still bullish.
Shares in troubled real estate developer China Evergrande and its property management unit were suspended from trading in Hong Kong. The company's filings did not specify why trading was halted. A Chinese online news service affiliated with the state-run newspaper Security Times reported another developer, Hobson Development, was planning to acquire a majority 51% stake in the Evergrande Services Group. Trading in Hobson shares also was stopped, pending the release of the announcements in relation to a major transaction. Evergrande has been struggling to avoid defaulting on billions of dollars of debt. The company owes billions to banks, customers, and contractors and is facing a cash crunch. US consumer spending increased more than expected in August. Consumer spending, which accounts for more than 2/3 of American economic activity, rebounded 0.8%. Economists polled by Reuters had forecast consumer spending increasing 0.6% in August. Spending was likely boosted by back-to-school shopping and child tax credit payments from the government. But a downward revision to July data raised expectations economic growth slowed in the third quarter as a resurgence in COVID-19 infections curbed demand.
When Money Matters returns, renting in Hong Kong Island's Camp West, where there is reasonable value to be found. Stay with us. Welcome back to Money Matters. Sai Ying Pun has become a trendy spot with many expats now putting boots down in this area. Property prices rebounded in the first half of this year despite the ongoing pandemic. Reporter Alice Khan went to Sai Ying Pun and checked out a flat that offers good value.
This week we traveled to Sai Ying Pun, or West Camp, in Cantonese. It was once the home to a British military outpost. Nowadays, many local dried seafood stores and old walk-up buildings are located in the area. The MTR opening up in 2015 nearby has pushed developers to acquire old buildings and to redevelop them into high-rises. Now there is a mix of the modern and the old. It is also a mix of local shops and trendy restaurants. Many expats have moved here because of its convenience. The rents reached a peak of $66 per square foot in 2019, but they dropped 10% in 2020. The beginning of this year saw a bounce back, but Sai Ying Pun still lags behind.
In this district, the target tenant group should be the expat working in the Greater Central area, as well as the non-local students studying in Hong Kong U has dropped. Yeah, this will also affect the demand of the residential units in this district.
Currently, rents fall between $50 to $60 per square foot. So we checked out a flat in this 9-year-old standalone building developed by Carey Properties. It offers 149 units with sizes from 500 square feet to 1,500 square feet. 50% of the residents living in this building are expats. The flat we visited is 884 square feet on a middle floor. The landlord is asking $45,000 per month. It is around $51 per square foot at the bottom of the range.
It's a reasonable market price because this unit was leased for $45,000 2 years ago. So right now the landlord asking for $45,000. So of course it still has a room for negotiation.
The living room is square-shaped and practically laid out.
Well, this living room is quite spacious. What's the size?
It's about 200 square feet, and this is a living room and dining room area.
But you can see there's lots of cabinets on this side.
Yes, because of the previous owner, the landlord is has a family, so they need a lot of storage for the belongings.
As the living room is quite wide, it can fit bigger furniture with room to walk around. The unit has high ceilings.
This building has extra ceiling height of 10.5 feet. So you feel more spacious than the regular 200 square foot living room area. So and it has the 4 to ceiling window, so it brings more lights into the apartment, so that you will feel more spacious. You can see the view. There's a building in front, but it has a park right here, so it's still quite distant from the building in front.
A large glass door in the living room leads to a balcony that extends the living space. As the living area faces the southeast, it has abundant morning sunlight and is warm in the winter. Next up, the bedrooms.
Jackie, how many bedrooms in this unit?
It has a few bedrooms and one main room here, or a storage room.
Okay, and this is the main room?
Yes, this is the main room. And since the previous tenants is a family, so they need the main room for the maid's living. But you can, if an expat, if they don't have a maid, they can turn this main room into their study room.
The room is about 30 square feet. It can also be used for a guest to sleep over. Opposite the maid's room is the first bedroom. The owner turned it into a study. The owner built a platform.
The platform is so high.
It's about 2 feet high. And so I open it for you, so you can see.
It's so deep. You can play hide and seek here.
Definitely. And you can put a lot of belongings underneath the platform.
There are shelves and a cabinet too.
But how big is it?
It's about 50 square feet in this room.
But it's not the bedroom, it's not that big. And with all those cabinets, is it very difficult to lay out the furniture?
You can put a bed here, but you can simply put some Japanese mattress on the top of the platform to turn in bed or make it more nicer.
The owner decorated a wall on the other side with a mirror to reflect the light from outside into the room. Then, the second bedroom. This one is also 50 square feet. It also has a raised platform.
But this platform is not as high as the other room, since it's a kiddie room, as you can see. There's a bungalow bed here.
Then can we put more furniture here?
You can put other bed here for the child, of course. And you can put some Japanese mattress again to cover the platform.
The raised platform and fixtures gives the room a smaller, cozy feel.
Actually, this unit has so many fixtures.
Yes, they built for personal purpose. So if, as a tenant, if you have the request, you can try to put in an offer to request the landlord to remove it. If the whole fixtures in this unit, I believe it's about 50,000 or a bit more, because after we move it, you need to repaint it and repaint the walls, redo the flooring.
The ensuite master bedroom is at the end of the hall.
Is it 200 square feet?
No, it's only 100 square feet.
But it feels like 200 square feet.
Oh, because it's 10'5" ceiling height. There's no platform underneath, so you feel more spacious.
Jackie says it's easy to lay out furniture.
I think it's the king-size bed should be fit here, and after you put the king-size bed, it should be able to walk around at the feet all around the bed.
The owner built a floor-to-ceiling wardrobe.
What's that for?
This is for hanging clothes, because it's a ceiling height, it's unreachable, so you need a tool to pull down the rack to hang the clothes, and then pull it back.
The master bedroom has a sliver of a view of the harbor. And it has a very large window for plenty of natural light.
But where is the bathroom?
It's hiding behind the sliding partition. So the bathroom is behind the sliding door. You have a bathtub, and there's a big windows in the bathroom, so it brings a lot of light and a quite reasonable size.
But why the owner put this sliding door
It looks more tidy and nicer. As you see, when it closes, you don't feel the existing of the bathroom door, so it looks more tidy.
The kitchen is about 60 square feet. The layout is very practical. Also, there are some appliances.
Expect to love this oven and this washing machine here. It's very rare in Hong Kong, and plus this range is kind of special. As you can see, for tall people, they can avoid to bump the head into the cabinet. And the fire cookers, so it's for those people who love cooking, is the fix perfect.
Now the owner is asking 45,000.
Yes.
Then what type of tenant it will attract you?
I would think it will attract to those tenants who has $100,000 monthly income, and the middle level and management level people who's working in Central.
Jackie says this particular unit will suit a family as it has a lot of storage space. Also, this building offers good management and clubhouse facilities, such as a swimming pool and gym room. Usually, a flat in this district will rent out 2 weeks after it is listed, but Jackie believes it may not be that easy now.
It takes a little bit longer because it's still COVID-19. Everything is not back on track yet. Less people come to Hong Kong than before, so it takes a little bit longer time to get a tenant.
Surveyor Kit Jung says the outlook for property in this area will remain sluggish, at least for now.
Housing demand will rely on the redevelopment project, but redevelopment project needs a relatively long development time for them to complete. So the new supply will enter into the market in a lower speed.
Acquiring an old building is a lengthy process.
When they are doing the compulsory sale, they need to acquire at least 80% of the undivided shares of the residential block. Yeah, so in case there are more number of units, they need to deal with more families within that residential block. In this area, you can see that even there are some old tenant blocks, but their number of units may be over 20 or over 30. So it will enhance the difficulties of the developers to do the acquisition.
That's the show. Thanks for watching. Next week on Money Matters, 2 stock pickers avoid some of the scarier stock choices of the Halloween season with a few stocks that will grow your autumn portfolios as they go head to head.